решили выйти в парк Горького.
We decided to go to Gorky Park to share underground cybersecurity world, and users who are far away from this sphere
На него
could easily look at it.
словами генерального
With these words, CEO of Positive Technologies, Denis Baranov,
посетителям
have turned to all the visitors of PhDs, and it seems that it works pretty good. Congratulations, we have launched the second day of Cyber Festival Positive Hack Days, and ahead of us, we are going to have a lot of interesting things, but let's remember what did happen yesterday. First of all, we have overcome the record of 11 PhDs by the number of visitors, 11,000 bidders. But the final numbers are going to be shared with you at the end of the Cyber Festival. With presentations, we had more than 150 speakers, and today technical part will be even richer. But if you have missed some presentation, please don't worry. All of them will be available on the YouTube channel Positive Events. For the park visitors, Positive Hack Days have organized a quest. You had to do the quest like Trojan, Sconotopia, and Lighting. Numbers are more than impressive. In the quest, we had more than 7,000 people participating in this quest. Children also had a rich program, and in a result, 220 children went through the Cyber Quest Kids. And right now, it's the time to speak about the results of yesterday's Standoff cyber fight. And for this, we will speak with Alexei Lobzin, the head of Cyber Defense Services from Inner Stage Comedy. Alexei, hello. How come? Everything's wonderful. I was able to sleep a little bit compared to our guys who've been sharing the pictures how not to sleep 4 days in a row. Because yesterday, defense teams were able to give 450 reports. Can you imagine? We have created a team that is monitoring, and they're playing the role of global SOC. They verify blue and red team reports. This is what was happening yesterday. It never happened like that. 400 reports a day. It's unreal. And I would like to say hi to all the guys. Big respect. Hold on. Everything is wonderful. And today it's going to finish. Yesterday we've been speaking with Roman Dvoryankin, and when he was online, he said that titanic efforts were applied by those guys who are involved in judging. Can you share with us your impressions about this standoff? And how did you like the cyber fight? Maybe some novelties that influenced it? Well, perhaps the key word that comes to my mind is incredible intensity, just incredible intensity. If last year in November we have realized only 8 unique business risks, then today, by this morning, as of this time, only 47 has been realized unique business risks. So they've destroyed everything they could. No object was left alone without suffering. They found us, got us. So impression, it's like in football. It's not interesting to watch football when 90 minutes you see 0-0. Well, it's interesting to see 12-20, many heads, and fortunately, the attacking team in May has shown itself in the best way. And it's interesting for the defenders, it's interesting for our guys from SOC, new industries, new vulnerabilities, everything's very actual and updated like in real life. That's why I think perhaps the key word here is intensity. Well, it's just incredible rhythm. Okay. By the way, yesterday we've been speaking about some gamification, and the key objective of the standoff for the future, the maximum task, is for the viewers who could observe. They would be pulled in watching it. So I wanted to connect, League of Bets, Fox Bet, One League Bet, and according to your words, it seems if we will gamify what happens in SOC, those investigations and this movement, we'll put it outside gamified. It looks that's like additional level of intensity, and our viewers will be able to get this intensity. That's how it happens. Our guys They work on the adrenaline being involved in the process, from the fact that we have a lot of interesting competitive effect. And this competition, we as co-organizers, traditionally, we give additional stimulus. So if for red team there was always prizes, good, the positive as a company, I'm not going to disclose, but we give very cool prizes. So in a stage, traditionally, we are on the side of the blue guys, and we love blue guys, and we want to show them. And we love the speed. Perhaps you can see that. We have our own team which participates and wins in Russian races, ring races, and we decided to make a prize for the blue team for the fastest investigation. The team that's going to be the fastest one in realized business risk investigation will get from us a ticket for racing weekend in Kazan, 17th, 18th of June. At our account, they will come, they will watch how it looks alive, and they even will be able to be in a flow, to communicate with members of our racing team, with our racers, and they will be able to even sit in the bolids. Wow, that's pretty cool. Okay, I have the following question to you. Nuclear power plant. Can you tell me, please, this is a new cell on your stage. I've been looking at the results of yesterday. I thought it's going to be in top by the attacks like it was 17th of May. So can you tell me, please, what about the nuclear power plant, you know, bank number 3, light panels, how these new innovations on the cyber field have influenced the division of power? Well, I would like to say that these objects, all the innovations, they became an object of interest, active interest, and involvement for the red teams. Speaking about nuclear industry, they have done, you know, what they've been asked of by organizers. They were able to model attack Stuxnet, which in reality did happen in Iran about 10 years ago. They did the same business risk, the same thing. They did exactly what happened in real life. Of course, remembering that it's not real infrastructure, but a cyber field. But nevertheless, they were able to follow the chain of actions, break similar systems, get certain privileges. That's why nuclear industry became one of the mostly attacked objects. And on the first place, we have electrical energy industry in general. What we like and what we think to be a big discovery of organizers, these are inter-industrial risks. We understand, like in regular life, all the events which are happening with one of the company, they cannot be locked only internally. If this is a certain business risk, it will influence what happens with other companies. And two inter-industrial risks have already been realized, and both of them are connected with electrical energy industry. One time there was shutdown of water machinery, and second time they have disconnected the power cables. Of course, nuclear industry have suffered, and steel industry have suffered as well. There was a shutdown of ore supply for the steel mill. So this is something that is close to real life. Everything which is related to the industry, it's interesting. And speaking about the most common things, this is something that we see every day. Data leakages, personal data leakages. These are confidential information theft, and as for info systems, the most common vector of attack is phishing, social engineering, vulnerable web services which are put on the perimeter. All this is being used actively by the guys. So everything that we see in real life and everything that we see on the cyber field, you know, it's one-to-one to what we see in real life. Well, code buy upon the results in the course of several years already stands aside. They're breaking everything.
Слышал,
And I've
что
heard that
команды, у которых единолично не получается,
teams
прям, да, как-то
who are
атаковать,
not
вот они
able to
образовывают
attack by themselves,
интересные
they create
коалиции и как-то
interesting
взламывают
alliances,
какое-то содружество.
coalitions,
Вот
and they
что-нибудь знаешь
break
об
in
этом?
these
Потом, да, что
coalitions. Do you know something about it?
Об этом, честно говоря, не знаю.
Honestly, I don't know about that,
Тому,
but
как
looking at
события
how the events are developing,
помогают Кодебай, либо
looks like either everybody helps to code by,
единица всем
or they have to be united all together in order to fight the guys, because there's a big gap between them by today. Well, it's understandable that we have a today's situation can change, but
30% практически
30% code by
второе место компании
is 30% higher than Truax,
команду Truax.
Truax,
Практически в 3 раза.
and practically 3 times more points than the third place.
Что, как и в прошлом году,
I think that, like in the last year, the fight will be between first two positions, and if somebody can help Truax,
это добавит, наверное, интерес.
this will add an interesting drive to the fight.
Смотри, коли уж мы
Yeah, let's see.
про тему
We started speaking about the topic of cities. I do like this question because I'm related with informational portal C Club, and I'm following the news agenda
безопасности,
on informational security. And right now, recently, there is a hackers Armageddon in the cities of the US. Usually it happens, they have attacks against countries of the third world where not everything is good with informational security.
туда залезть, то
You can sneak in there. But in United States, they attack real powerful megapolis cities like Dallas and other ones.
скажи, вот эта
Tell me, please,
не отдельная
this trend to attack not big companies, but big,
вплоть до городов
huge industries and all the way to big cities and their infrastructures.
будет, не побоюсь этого слова, развиваться.
Will this trend develop in the future, not in the sample life, but in real life? Unfortunately, yes, it will.
То, что мы пытались
The fact
бизнес
that we have tried to explain to business
несколько лет назад,
several years ago, 3-5 years ago, back then it seemed like a fantasy, like
в вакууме, которые трудно
horse in the vacuum, which is impossible to imagine today and right now. But today we're opening a news line and we see news like that every day. Data was stolen, leakages, theft, encoders.
повестка
And this is the agenda of every day. And we,
бизнесу объяснять
you
не
know, we don't have to explain this level of problems to the business. Unfortunately, this trend
в худшую сторону. То есть
moves to the worst situations. So the guys from the other side, they become more professional.
техники, тактики,
There are new techniques and tactics.
конечно,
And this is also facilitated by digitalization of everything, because right now any industry, any
быть, что,
direction
например,
of industry,
какие цифровые риски,
like what digital risks could there be in the cow
оказалось, что
farm? But then we figured out that
автоматизация
right now, the level of automation, even in agro holdings, reached the level that they have automatic opening of doors. It's not done by people,
автоматизированная система
but it's an automatic system does it. And if
коров, которые находятся
out of those cows which are located in
в карантине, болеют,
quarantine, if some of them remotely, if somebody will remotely open their doors and they will mix with other cows,
вот тебе
everybody, all the cows will have to be killed. These are millions and tens of millions of losses. These are digital risks in agricultural industry. But several decades ago, it was not possible to imagine. So digitalization catches up with all other industries.
цифровизации приходят
And
соответствующие риски,
we receive serious risks with this digitalization. So everybody should think about information security from the beginning.
Задать с точки
Well, I would like to ask you the following question from the point of view of digitalization, because we are in the Gorky Park and we have people who are far away from information security.
есть какие-то
Let's say we do have certain data leakages. But
не такая,
we can also say
пока вот прям ценная, прям такая вот информация.
not such a valuable information is leaking, because when I look at some American sites, hackers are stealing psychological portraits, profiling, because their schools are digitalized, psychiatric centers. So they're stealing profiling information about people. So what, according to your opinion, a regular person far away from digital security, we are digitalizing more and more, but every person should think about info security, so that when really there will be a possibility to steal more sensitive data, so that these would be minimized as much as possible.
Вопросы цифровой гигиены,
The questions of digital hygiene, I think they have to be taught in school, definitely.
любой человек
Because every person, child, starting from school years, does interrelates with digital devices, accessories, etc., which also
источником
are possible source of
принесет тебе проблемы. Вот, если
problems.
не соблюдаешь очень
So if you don't follow simple rules of digital hygiene,
все из нас
right now, all of us are using banking cards. All of us have financial applications. So at least in this direction, everybody should look and understand if your data will leak, which is available in your phone. This will allow to bring your bank account to zero.
нужно
In
думать.
this sense, everybody have to think about those questions.
Алексей, спасибо вам
Super.
огромное.
Alexei, thank you very much for this conversation. That's pretty cool. Thank you very much that you are being co-organizers of our forum because of many years for beautiful stands, and you have a lot of contests. Until 20th of May, you are going to have those contests. Thank you very much. So let's move on.
Еще раз, да, покидываю. Так, мы идем дальше, и буквально через минуточку мы с вами встречаемся возле...
We're moving on, and in a couple of minutes, we are going to meet each other in SOC Center, where we're going to speak with Maxim Akimov
Соки компании Настей.
about SOC from Inner State.